Hello and welcome to the Club Nuts and Bolts online workshop. The objectives of this workshop are to learn and understand the importance of the 3 R's: rules, routines, and relationships, to explore the nurtured heart approach to make rules a supportive part of clubs, to become aware of the parts of the club day and the normal club routine. The 3 R's that Science Club for Girls feel are important in every Science Club session are rules, routines, and relationships. The first R is rules. Rules are important to set positive expectations for everyone to follow in order to maintain safety and keep order. The Science Club for Girls general rules are: be safe, work as a team, and respect others. On the first day of Science Club, the entire club will work together to make rules that everyone can agree on. Ask the participants for their input so they will make a bigger effort to follow these rules. Start thinking about a few rules that might be important in your club. At Science Club for Girls, we use the nurtured heart approach to highlight the positive behaviors that we want to see more of, rather than criticizing or punishing rule transgressions. Highlight the positive behavior that you see in clubs often and in a specific manner. This describes the behavior so that our participants can easily identify the positive behaviors that you expect from them. For example, you might say, "Isabella, I like that you raised your hand quietly to answer the question." Or, "Thank you, Naomi. I saw that you helped out Aisha when she had difficulty putting that pyramid together." Minimize the negative behaviors that you see by using resets. Think of a reset as a short buzzer in a video game when you get a wrong answer. Use a neutral tone during a reset. Be boring, repetitive, and consistent. Try not to raise your voice, use a negative tone, roll your eyes, or sigh. You will get a chance to practice during volunteer training. The second R is routines. Routines are important to provide structure, focus to the activities, a sense of security, and will help our participants develop self-discipline. Science Club for Girls clubs typically follow the structure of planning, prep time, participant arrival and snack, question of the day, activities, cleanup, reflection, participant dismissal, debrief, and planning. Let's go through each of the different sections of the Science Club session in a little more detail. Planning and prep time, which occur before a Science Club session begins, is an important time to plan with your co-mentors and junior mentors to determine who will lead each routine. Prep and organize materials needed for each activity. The next step is participant arrival and snack. A Science Club for Girls environment doesn't look or feel like a typical classroom environment, but our participants still need to know how you expect them to enter the room and be prepared to begin the club. If you are at a school-based site, you might ask the participants to enter the room quietly, put their backpacks in the corner, and then sit in a circle on the rug. For a community-based site, you might have a game or activity that you play while you are waiting for everyone to arrive. Snack time is an important time during a weekday club that allows the participants to take a brief rest after school and to become mentally ready for the Science Club session. If you are volunteering at a site that has snack time, use this time to get to know your participants. A quick aside about the first day of science clubs. Compared to the rest of the semester, the first time the girls arrive for the new science club semester may be different from all the other club sessions during the semester. Returning participants might be full of energy and enthusiasm for the new science club semester. However, there may be participants that have never attended science club before, so it will be important to set up rules and routines to set guidelines, provide structure, and a sense of security to these new participants. Spend some time talking with your participants and getting to know them. Learn to become a keen observer, and you will have an immediate advantage that will help you build relationships throughout the semester. You will see right away who is talkative or shy, energetic or low-key. Each Science Club session has a question of the day, which is a prompting question to get our participants thinking about the day's topic. Their responses can give you an idea of how much prior knowledge they might have about that topic. The question of the day can also excite, fosters curiosity, and provide relevance for our participants. There are many ways to facilitate question of the day. The first way to facilitate is called popcorn share, which means that one participant starts by sharing a quick thought, and then they call on the next student to share another quick thought. Try to keep it moving. Pop, pop, pop. The next way is called Think, Listen. Pair up your participants and explain that in Think, Listen, one person talks for 1 minute while the other person simply listens attentively without jumping in or offering a response. When a minute is up, they switch, and the person who was listening is now able to talk through their thoughts out loud while the other quietly listens. The third question of the day style is to start with a review of what the participants did in club last week. Ask them what they remember about last session, and then make connections with this session's question of the day. After question of the day, you will need to transition into the first activity. Think carefully about how you will transition before you lead the club session that day. Here are some tips for transitions. Always have a plan. The participants will be transitioning into small groups, so think about how you will break them up into these groups. For younger girls, if you count off, give the participants their number and have them hold up the same number of fingers so they don't forget their number. You can also have them line up in height order and then break off into groups. Be proactive. Separate participants who might distract each other. You may need to assign the groups ahead of time so that you can monitor who is working together. Keep it positive, but be firm. If a participant expresses unwillingness to join the group, explain to them that we always work as a team in Science Club for Girls. In terms of behavior management, however, you will notice that participants will act out most often during times of transition. When you are switching activities, gathering materials, cleaning up, or ending the day. One great strategy to prevent behavioral issues is to get a 5-minute warning that an activity will end soon and to give a brief set of instructions about what they should do when it does. This allows the participants time to prepare to stop working and additional directions for what to do next. During the activity, it's important to encourage each small group of girls to work as a team. Here are some tips. Choose to distribute materials evenly and not until you are ready for the participants to put their hands on them. Encourage each participant to work together to solve the problem and that failures are a part of science. Monitor time management. Stop groups from working on their activity when time is up. Younger participants might need a 5-minute time warning to switch gears. Remember, junior mentors are encouraged to lead a small group. Leading activities give the JMs confidence and allows them to develop their leadership skills. Sometimes it's difficult to get the participants focused on cleaning up, so it makes sense to set up a cleanup routine. You should begin cleanup at least 10 minutes before your club session ends to leave time for reflection. If you have a particularly messy activity, you should begin cleanup 15 minutes before club's end. Use the nurtured heart approach as you see them begin to clean up. Call out the names of participants who are cleaning up and give them lots of specific praise. This will encourage others to help with cleanup. Be sure to leave at least 5 minutes at the end of club time for reflection. Prompt your participants to think about the types of things they can write or draw in their journals, or let them record their favorite thing they did in clubs that day. If some participants finish their reflection early, take some time to sit with them and begin building relationships by reading and commenting on what they wrote in their journals. Especially for younger participants, use stickers and positive and specific comments to encourage them to write in their journals. After the Science Club session, the mentoring team will have a chance to debrief and complete the exit ticket. This is a good time to evaluate the club session and plan for the next club session. What went well in clubs today? What is one challenge that mentors experienced today? What are some open-ended questions we can ask next time that will further the girls' connection to next week's activities? The last of the 3 R's is relationships. There are many ways to develop and strengthen the relationships in Science Club. Learn the participants' names. One of the first ways you build positive relationships with anyone is by learning their name. Learning everyone's name by the end of the first day of clubs will make you a more effective mentor. Get a feel for the participant's emotional state when she walks in the door. Does it appear that they had a bad day? Are they super excited to be at Science Club? Genuinely encouraging curiosity and inquiry. Be excited about what the participants are excited about. Provide specific praise. Use the nurtured heart approach. This approach works for relationships as well. Share information about yourself. Foster shared experiences. Remember to also build relationships with your teaching team. JMs and mentors work together to lead activities and provide feedback on how a club session went. When the participants see you working with your JMs and co-mentors, they see that relationships and collaborations are valued in their science club. To foster relationships between participants, JMs, and mentors, play team building and name learning games. Allow them to work as a large group, in smaller groups, or individually. Mix up the groups so that each participant has a chance to work with everyone. Keep your participants engaged in what they are doing by making each activity as hands-on as possible. Ask them what they think will happen and why. Get to know the talents and comfort levels of each participant. Thank you for viewing the Science Club for Girls Club Nuts and Bolts online orientation video. We hope that this presentation has prepared you for what to expect this semester. We will be happy to answer any questions you have at volunteer training or at site orientation.